Hello, hello, and welcome back to my channel. I am Christy Van, and I am super excited to be joining you tonight because I want to talk about a scenario with a lady that I was working with today, and she is in a mess, and I wanted to make sure that you guys understand the options that's available, because there are options available, and it gets pretty exciting when you realize that you don't have to live in the stress of debt. You may have it just like you see here, she has it, but what options does she have to get rid of it? That's what we're going to be talking about. So let's get started. Okay, so when we're talking about debt, you have to understand that there are different types of debt, okay? Some of the debt is smothering, and when you don't understand how the banks work, a lot of it is smothering. So you have to understand that with banks, there are different tools. For example, if I want to like take a screw out of the wall, I don't go get a hammer. Well, I guess I could, but that would kind of be messy, right? No, you want a screwdriver. It's just like with a nail that needs to be, driven into a wall. You're not going to take a screwdriver to hammer a nail. So when you understand that there are different tools at the bank as well, you're going to learn which one you need to use at any given time. The point is they're different. You have to understand they're different, okay? So let's talk just a little bit here about what she is going to be using, because she has a good income. She's at $6,200. That's a pretty good income, especially for some of the people that I work with. So you have to understand that the income is not necessarily the problem. The income is not necessarily the problem. So let's talk about what options that she has to work with. And here we go. Okay, so let's just kind of run over her numbers here so that everybody can see that we're on the same page and that she probably has a debt close to what you do. Income being at 6,200. Her living expenses. Let's talk about the living expenses. What do I mean when I'm talking about living expenses? I hear this every day, and that is going to be your food, your gas for your car insurance. So we're talking about anything from subscriptions, medical bills that you may have to pay, whatever is outside of your regular monthly bill payments, okay? Like these are payments here. She's got the mortgage, the HELOC, the credit cards. These are all monthly payments. But our living expenses, we're going to have living expenses whether we have debt or not, because we have to live. You have to pay your utilities. So it's just super important that you understand that the living expenses are anything to do with food, utilities, subscriptions, Netflix, Hulu, whatever, okay? But these are your monthly payments. And I'm going over that because some of you guys, you don't understand. When I have you fill out the worksheet, you're like, yeah, but, do I put my debt payments over here on the living expenses, and what goes under household expenses? What goes under car expenses, right? So I just kind of throw some information out here so that you guys understand exactly what I'm talking about when I list these things. So her living expenses are at $2,900 per month. She has payments of $4,057 per month. That is her mortgage payment. That is her HELOC payment, and all of these credit card payments. What does this mean for her debt? Everybody hold on, because what is happening with her cash flow? A negative $757 per month? A negative? Do you know what that feels like? Do you know what that feels like to be in a negative? I do. Do you? Do you understand what this lady is going through right now with her stress level? It's out the roof. Why? Because she has more month than money. When you have more month than money, it's super stressful. Nobody likes to live like that. Trust me. And if you have children and they need you to buy them things, they need things for school, and you can't get them because you're in a negative cash flow every month, that means that when you get paid, if you make $500 per week, you're going to need $600 per week. She's going to need more than that. She's in a negative $757 per month. She was totally stressed out when she comes to me. Okay. I don't like you guys to come to me stressed out. There is no need to be stressed out about your debt. You can stop the insanity. You can stop this stressed out feeling day in and day out that you're having with your money. Just like her, she's putting her money in the wrong places. She's just using tools that are just taking her income and throwing it in the trash of interest. And when I say you can stop that, I can't be out loud about that enough. You can stop what's happening with your money. I want to encourage everybody watching to please look at where you're putting your money. And I'm not talking about Dave Ramsey Frugal. I'm not talking about, are you going out to eat too much? I hope you are going out to eat too much, because when you're going out to eat too much, that means that you're spending too much time, too much quality time with your family, maybe. And I have no problem with that. Eating out is probably the one time that you get to sit down with your family and enjoy them throughout the week. So anybody that tells you, well, you're eating out too much, you need to stop going to the restaurants, you need to say, hey, zip your lip and throw the key away, because I don't want to hear what you have to say. Did I just make a rhyme? I just made a rhyme. That was pretty good. I'm into poetry and didn't know it. The point is you need to get excited about where you put your money, because that's going to make the difference on just how much money you have left over every month if you're using the right tools at the bank. So here we go. She has the negative $757. When I look at her debt, I kind of get excited because I'm like, well, you're not in bad shape. You're just putting your money in the wrong places. So we talked about what's it going to look like when she takes the money, the income that she works so hard for every week, and puts it in places that are really going to change her life. It's really going to change the way she is spending money and how much money she has left over. So let's look at this. We have a couple of ways. Now when I talk about options on getting out of debt, I'm talking about surefire ways. Is that a word? Is that even a phrase? The point is that if you don't know your options, then you're going to stay broke. All right. So she has 3 or 4 options that I'm thinking about right here, right now, that she could use starting today, and it's going to change her life with how she is spending her money and how free she's going to feel. But, I don't even know which way to start here. This is so good. This is such a great scenario. I just want to run a board here for a minute and see what we can do with her. Let's start first with talking about the HELOC. You guys, if you've been watching my videos for any time, you know that I absolutely love the HELOC. I love it. Why? Because it's a revolving line of credit. What does that mean?